Greetings fellow humans, it's Melinda the Good here, and in anticipation for the upcoming journey to Un'Goro, we did the top best cards of the expansion, but now we are doing the top worst cards of Un'Goro. So these cards aren't just cards that have bad stats. These cards actually made me stop and go, Blizzard, what were you thinking? I will be going from possibly playable in a very unique deck to absolutely unplayable, what are you doing, disenchant as soon as you get this card. So let's get started with number 8, Sherazin, Corpse Flower, the Rogue class legendary. It's Death Rattle, go dormant, play 4 cards in a turn to revive this minion. So once this card dies, it stays on board until you play 4 cards and it comes back. First of all, I do not like the card art at all. It does not fit well for a flower, and a legendary one at that. Secondly, why are the rogues stuck with flowers for this expansion? Rogues are masters of assassination, disguise, stealth, and somehow they got stuck with flowers. There could have just been so many other possibilities, like stealth saber tigers or giant poisonous snakes even. I'm not sure why rogues got stuck with plants instead of the druids, but I just think it's very weird. So the main issue I have with this card is that, okay, it has a decent body for a 4 cost, 5 attack is okay, but rogues aren't usually going to be playing a lot of cards in a turn, often. For example, Miracle Rogues, they're gonna spam out a ton of cards maybe once or twice, and they tried to synergize that with the Gadgetzin Auctioneer for that card draw, but you're not gonna see much use out of this legendary. You're not gonna be constantly playing 4 cards a turn, which means the Corpse Flower can at most bloom maybe once or twice, which is still pretty good, but given the fact that it's a legendary, it's very subpar compared to all the other legendaries that have been released. Up next is the Sabertooth Stalker at 6 mana for 8 attack, but only 2 health with stealth. This is like a Jungle Panther on steroids, but Jungle Panther wasn't exactly that great, but it was only 3 mana, so sometimes it could be slotted in to fit the curve. But at 6 mana, there are so many other cards that would be a better fit for that 6 drop. Yes, this card can maybe trade up, but that's all it can do. It's like the Reckless Rocketeer without the charge. You play this and you pray that it doesn't die to any AoEs, and then maybe it can get rid of one of their bigger minions. Overall, I think this card is just very mediocre, but like I said, at least it could kill something, which is more than what I can say for number 6. Feeding Time, a Warlock spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion and summon 3 1/1 Pterodaxes. This is like a nerfed version of Implosion. It costs more, it does less damage in a way, and you get 3 1/1s. Now the reason why I really don't like this card is because at 5 mana, you only do 3 damage. So when you're able to play this card, your opponent will either be on turn 4 or turn 5. 4 drop minions and 5 drop minions. Majority of them have more than 3 health. Think of the Yeti, think of anything that has Taunt, Dingo. This is not gonna kill anything. Maybe you could kill one of their 3 drops. Maybe. Nowadays, a lot of 3 drops have 4 health, so 3 damage really isn't that much. And the 3 1/1 Pterodaxes is cute, but ultimately they're not gonna affect the board. The reason why Implosion was so great was that the imps were demons, and they had all the demon synergies. Pterodaxes do not, and that's why this card is very weak in my opinion. In number 5 is the Ravis Rant. Battlecry, if you control at least 2 other minions, adapt. This is a very plain 2 drop, only 2 attack and 2 health, but with adapt it could be much stronger. The problem is how many classes can have at least 2 other minions on board by turn 2? The answer is not a lot, so this card is going to be very situational. If you have it in your starting hand, you better hope and pray your other cards in your starting hand synergize well with this. If not, you're going to be playing this 2 drop that's going to be very weak later game. The Ravis Rant basically just relies too heavily on your other cards in the deck and whether you could draw well into it. But when you can, it's okay. But when you can't, it's absolutely useless. In number 4 is the Giant Mastodon, a giant 9 cost mana that only has 6 attack and 10 health with Taunt and it's a beast. It's like a really big elephant, but elephants are supposed to be intelligent, noble creatures. This is a really dumb elephant, like the definition of a dumb beast. Why am I so angry at this card? This card at 9 cost does virtually nothing. On turn 9, late game, do you really want a giant taunt? Sometimes. But can this giant taunt kill anything else that your opponent plays that's a big minion? Okay, let's see what will survive. It can't kill the Boulder Fist Ogre. It can't kill Dr. Boom. It can't kill any of the legendary dragons. It can't kill anything with more than 7 health, which is quite a lot of the later game minions. And the funny thing is, you know what this card will survive? This card will survive Big Game Hunter, whose literal name is to kill big game animals. But at 6 attack, the Big Game Hunter is just completely blind to the giant elephant in the room. Can't hit it. So I guess, it got that going for it. In number 3 is the Eggnapper. Death Rattle summon 2 1/1 raptors. First of all, let me just say, I get it. It's cute. In the picture, you see this grumpy old turtle stealing 2 eggs. You get it? And once you get rid of the turtle, the eggs hatch into 2 raptors. Very cute, Blizzard. Very cute. At 3 cost, it's very similar to the Scarlet Crusader, but the Scarlet Crusader has Divine Shield. It can at least trade into something before it dies. This can die just too easily. It could get pinged, it could just trade with a lower minion. At 1 health, it's just really, really weak. That's why all the Ragers, all the Magma Ragers, it's no good. The 2 Woman Raptors also don't do that much either. So overall, I feel like this card was made just because it was cute, to fit the card art. We get it? The 2 eggs hatch into raptors. Very cute, but overall this just dilutes the card pool, and it's just another bad card that I don't think we'll ever see play. And in number 2 is the Tolan Primallyst. Another turtle. I'm not sure why turtles got it so bad in this expansion. I don't like the turtle art. The turtles have been really just subpar. But this card especially. At 8 mana, it has a battle cry. Discover a spell and cast it with random targets. So, fun fact, this card was originally going to be called Yoggosaurus, because its battle cry is similar to Yogg-Saron. I'm not sure how the connection works, like an elder god somehow gave birth to a dinosaur turtle? I don't know how it works. But its battle cry is slightly different. It's discover a spell, so you get to choose instead of having a random spell. So maybe you could choose a spell that's actually good, but it's cast on a random target. So if you even pick something great like Blessings of Kings, it might bless the opponent's 8/8 mountain giant, and that's the last thing you want. It's also only any class spell, and it's any spell that's greater than 5 mana, and none of this is explicitly said on this card. Its battle cry, I think, is just very random, and it could backfire completely. I'm not sure why so late in the game, at a very crucial point, especially on turn 8, you would want to play this card. It's like a complete coin toss whether it will go your way or completely screw you over. You have no control over who gets targeted by the spell. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is its absolutely insulting body. 5 attack, 4 health, at 8 mana. Why? Why would you do this? Just bad turtle, bad, stupid magic turtle. In the late game, where board control is very important, I don't think you want to put down a minion that costs this much with such little board presence. At best, I think you could hope that it assassinates one of the enemy minions instead of your own. Just everything about this card makes me so angry. The mana cost, the effect, the battle cry, the 5 attack, the health, and the fact that it's a turtle and it's got the stupidest grin on its face. Like, why are you so happy, turtle? Why? You are messing everything up for everyone. Why are you wearing a grass skirt? You're a turtle. You're wearing a shell. And that grass skirt doesn't even cover anything. This card just makes me so angry, and it's an epic. If I get this card, I will just absolutely lose it. I can't think of any decks that would want to put this card in. And before I get into the very top worst card of the expansion, I just wanted to say, if you liked my video, please consider giving a like and a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm a small channel and I could really use the support. But that's my 2 seconds of advertisement. Moving on to the number 1 worst card in the Journey to Un'Goro expansion. And it's Elise the Trailblazer. This neutral legendary makes me so upset. First of all, it's reusing the same character, Elise. Similar to Hemet, I think it's just very lazy and uncreative card making. In the whole wide world of the Warcraft universe, you couldn't find another explorer, another jungle explorer? Surely there's another character that could have fit this legendary slot. Why are we playing Elise again? But Melinda, you might ask, well, it seems like a decent legendary. 5 mana, 5/5, and you get a cool Un'Goro pack in your deck. That seems to be value, right? No, this is where you're wrong. The entire concept of this card is a marketing concept, is a marketing advertisement. You play this card, you grab your Un'Goro pack from your deck. It's like, oh, what fun, you're opening up a pack. Get 5 cards, and what's this? A legendary, 2 epics, and 2 more rares? How lucky can I be? And then you get the mindset that, oh, if you open more Un'Goro packs, oh, maybe you'll get those legendaries. Maybe you'll get those epics. Maybe you'll get those rare cards that you've always wanted. Maybe you'll get those cards that help you swing the game. But the Un'Goro pack that Elise gives you in the game is actually made so that the cards in this pack is going to be better than any pack you open from the store. And I think that is a very sly marketing move. And to me, that disgusts me just a little bit. Card-wise, I guess this is okay, but just like the gameplay mechanic. Open a pack, win the game. I don't like that at all. And that's why it is my number 1 worst card of this expansion. I think it's just a marketing gimmick, and I absolutely do not like that at all. I want cards that I could play, cards that impact the game, not try to convince me to buy more from the store. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. If you want to rant about cards, let me know down in the comments down below. Tell me which cards make you angry. Tell me which cards you think absolutely just should not be. And tell me which cards in this list that you thought were actually pretty decent. Because I would love to hear what kind of crazy decks you're gonna play to fit these cards in it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you all later.